Hello dear viewers, welcome back to another Odoo 19 tutorial by Cybrosys. In this video, let's talk about the inventory module which you can find inside the community version of Odoo 19. Y'all know inventory is an essential thing, right? To manage your stock, your inventory, your warehouses, stock moves, stock history and so much more. So to manage this effortlessly, you can use this module that is provided by Odoo. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video and see what all features are present inside the inventory. So this is the inventory module that you can find inside the community version of Odoo. Very first thing that appears right in front of you once you open the inventory is the inventory overview. So you can see the receipts, the delivery orders, the manufacturing repairs, POS orders, dropship subcontractor, resupply subcontractor, dropship and so much more. So this actually gives you an overview of your inventory. So you can see there are 5 to receive, how many delivery orders are there, 2 batches, manufacturing, the repairs and all such things. Okay, so transfers that are done today, before, that are to be done in the future or after and all such things can be seen here. Late ones, operations and all are here. And these 3 dots will be giving you the view of all ready and waiting ones. New, which is reporting, prepare batch and prepare wave. Like to prepare any batch and wave transfer. Then you can see the transport management where you can manage the batches, dock dispatching, batches by route, calendar and statistics. If you directly go to the configuration, it will be taking you to this operation, which is the receipts. Okay, so that is the inventory overview. I'll talk about it. Now, if you go to operations, you can see you have operations under operations, you have transfers, jobs, adjustments and procurement. So first, transfers, you have the receipts. Okay, so if you go on and click on new, it will help you to create a new receipt. So click on new and here you have to choose the receive from. So I'm choosing the receive from as Abigail Peterson. The scheduled date will be given there. Okay, so you can actually change the date. I'm going to change it to a future date. Okay, and the source document, if any, can be given over here. So this is a receipt, so it can be corresponding to any of the source document. And from the products or the order lines, you can actually add products over here. So I'm adding whiteboard pen and the demand quantity, I'm giving it to 10 units. Okay, so you can mark it as to do or validate it, even return and cancel it. So you can see right now this receipt is in draft state. So if you validate it, see the validation is done over here. It's in done state right now. Now you can go back. Okay, you can see the one that has been done right now. So it's that simple to, generate a receipt, and receipts can be viewed in 4 different views. The list view is what we've seen right now. This is the Kanban view. And you have the calendar. So this is the calendar view, and then activities corresponding to the receipts. So you can easily schedule an activity from here. It can be a to-do, an email, call, meeting, do stuffs and documents. It can be anything. That's the receipts. Similarly, you have the deliveries. So this will be showing you all the deliveries so far and also the status of the delivery, whether it's ready to deliver or already delivered. Okay, so that is it. And if it is a batch transfer, that batch transfer's reference number will also be given over there. So if you click on new, this will help you to create a new delivery where you can add the delivery address, the operation type and the products. It's similar to the one that is the receipts. Okay, you can add the deliveries from here. Then you have the manufacturing. So if you want to manufacture a product, click on new. Same procedures. You have to add the products, or if there is any bill of material existing, then you can choose that so that the product as well as the components will be auto-populated. Okay, so here comes the components. So you can actually add a product over here, which can be anything. So I'm adding customizable bill, and if you want to generate a BOM out of this, then you can simply click on this so that a new BOM will be generated for this manufacturing order that you are going to create. So to consume, I'm giving 1. Okay, so the thing will be like a product should be given there and the components required. Okay, so components that are required to create the product. So I'm just putting some screw, 2 screws. So that's it. And once you confirm it, it will go to the done state, or I mean a confirmed state. And if you click on produce all, that will be changed to done. And you even have the option to unbuild it. Okay, so you can simply click on unbuilt and the created one will be unbuilt. Okay, so that's the manufacturing. That's another option. And then you have the drop ships. Okay, so currently there are no transfers found. So this transfers will allow you to move products from one location to another. Okay, so for that you can actually create new drop ships from here. You can add the contact, let it be Abigail, and the operation type is going to be dropship. Now you have operation types like receipts, delivery orders, resupply subcontractor, POS orders. Okay, these much operation types are here, so you can choose the operation type. So obviously while creating a new one from dropship, this will be giving you the operation type dropship itself. So I hope you guys know what dropshipping is. Okay, so it's like um delivering the product to the customer directly from the vendor without an intermediate. When both of them are sharing the same location and all, it doesn't mean like I have to buy one product from the vendor, then I have to give it to the customer, where vendor and customer is coming in the same location. In such cases, vendor can directly drop the product to the customer. Okay, so here you can add the product and then you can complete the procedure. So that's how you do the drop shipping. Okay, so that is the operation. And in the jobs, you can see the batch and wave transfers. So there will be a lot of transfers where you can actually group it and send it. So we have two types of transfers, which comes as batch and wave. Okay, so those are the batch transfers and wave transfers. Don't worry, I'll be creating separate videos on batch and wave transfers. So you can see the three different transfers over here. Odoo is even giving you an example. So launch, picking orders by aisle or area and regroup at packing zone, which is ideal for large warehouses. What? Wave transfer. And if it's a batch transfer, means regroup multiple orders into one picking and consolidate at the packing zone. Next, we have the cluster transfers. So pick multiple orders in one trip and prepare orders as you pick. So this reduces packing and is ideal for small products. So those are the transfers that Odoo is providing for us. Then comes the adjustments, where you have the the physical inventory. Okay. So you can see the different products over here, the on-hand quantity and the counted quantity. So if there comes a difference in the counted quantity, now here you have the customizable desk, which is 65. So as I counted, the count have changed to 70. Now here you can see the difference. Okay. Or simply if I reduce the thing, 65, the count difference is 0 itself. I'm putting it to 62. Okay, so you can see the difference is 3 units over there. Likewise, you can actually do the physical inventory over here, like adding the on hand and the counted quantity. So as you increase the counted quantity, this will be showing the difference. Okay. So if it's a negative, if it's something it's less than the on hand quantity, then there it will be showing you a minus number. And if it's more than that, it will be showing a green color number, which is a positive number. Okay, so you can even see the lot and serial number of different products. If you want to create a new physical, inventory, you can add the product here, add the lot and serial number, schedule date, user, on hand, and counted quantity. So that is the physical inventory that you have. Then comes the scrap. So obviously, when you're dealing with the manufacturing, you should also deal with the scrap. So scrapping a product will actually remove it from your stock. Okay, and it will, go and end up in the scrap location. So if you create a new scrap order, you have to choose the product which you are planning to scrap. Okay, and then you can add the scrap reasons. So the product is actually going away from the products. You know what scrap is. Then comes the landed cost. So landed cost will allow you to include additional costs like the shipment, insurance, custom duties, etc. into the cost of the product. So creating a new landed cost is really simple. Click on new. and you can add the new landed cost, specify the date, apply on transfers or manufacturing orders. That should be specified over here. You can either do it on transfers or manufacturing orders, and then you have to add the additional cost as well as the valuation adjustments tab is given over here. Once it's done, you can validate it and it will get posted. That is the landed cost will get posted. So that is the landed cost. And then you have the procurement where you can see the replenishment. So replenishment means when there is a demand for a quantity, automatically the product, we'll never run out of the products. That is the basic logic of it. So you can either automate the ordering of the product or you can simply order it directly. Okay, so that is the replenishment. And comes the products. So you all know what products are. How to create product also you all know. So this is the products tab where you can see the details of every product as a Kanban view. You can see the picture, the name, the variants of the product, the price, and the on-hand quantity. So I'll open one and show you all. This is the product creation form where you can see the name of the product and wherever the products are available. And under the general information comes the product tab, the option to track inventory. So you can track it by lot and serial number as well as the quantity. And the on-hand quantity is given over here. See, you have the on-hand quantity here. Okay. So going back to the product, then you have the attributes and variants. So any product can have different attributes and variants and all. Such things should be updated over here. Then comes the sales where you have the upsell and cross-sell, e-commerce shop and e-commerce media. Okay. Then comes the POS, the prices, the purchases, inventory and accounting. So all these details are given here. And in the inventory, you can see the operations where you can specify the routes, the traceability, the logistics and all such things. And on top, you have the different smart tabs. So each of these smart tabs will be showing you the activities involved. Where this product is involved. So you can see two variants are there. 16 units of forecasted, 13 is forecasted, bill of materials, the document, the purchased units. And if you go to more, you can see the reordering rules and in and out. Okay, that is the product movement. And you have an option to view the variants alone over here. So you can see the variants here. You can see the conference chair with steel legs and aluminum legs shown as two different products. Then you have the lot and serial number. So it's easy to create a new lot and serial number. You can specify the number over here, add the product and the on-hand quantity. Okay, so here you can see the traceability and all of the product easily. So that is the products. And in the reporting, you have the stock reporting. Reporting based on stock. So this will be showing you unit cost, total value, on hand, free to use, incoming and ongoing. So if you take this product, which is cabinet with those, I'll highlight it. You can see the total values here, on hand quantity, the quantity that is free to use, incoming and outgoing. So you can forecast it from here. The replenishment can be seen from here as well as the history. Okay, so that is the stock reporting. And if you want inventory at date, you have to specify a date. I'm specifying the date and confirming it. So this will be the inventory on the specified date. So likewise, you can get the inventory or the stock on specific date. Now comes the moves history. So from where to where, which location to which location, or which warehouse to warehouse, the products are moving. That can be caught directly from the moves history. Now if you take the whiteboard pen, you can see from production to WH stock. Okay, so that is a specific location under the warehouse. And the quantity and the status, that is the move history status or move status can be seen whether it's done or not. Okay, so that is the moves history. And then you have the moves analysis. So this analysis actually will have a graphical representation. Different products are here and this is showing the demand quantity. You have it in list view and the Kanban view, and by default it is in the pivot view. So this has the total, that is the different month, the total quantity count for different operations. You can see that over here. That's the moves analysis. And in the configuration, you have the warehouse management. So if you click on warehouse, the existing or created warehouses can be seen. You can actually create a new warehouse and give a short name for it. Okay. So that is the warehouse. Then you have the operation type. So using this module, you can actually manage your operation types from here, like repairs, receipts, delivery orders, and all such things. And then you have the products, where you have the categories, attributes, units, and packaging. So going to the category, you have categories like clothes, deliveries, drinks, expenses, food, furniture, and all. So to create a new category, click on new, and this window appears where you can specify the name of the category. So if the name of the category is a lamp, then you can either put it under a parent category or not. So based on your wish, you can do that. And then further, while creating a new product, you can use this category to categorize your products. Okay. Then comes the attributes. So every product, not every product, but still certain products will be having different attributes like a brand, size, color, height, length, and all. So such things can be configured from here, so that once you create a product, you can add it. So you have a brand over here, and you have values like Adidas, Apple, Ariel, Canon, Coca-Cola, Colgate, and a lot of brands are here. So such brands can be, brand is actually an attribute, and these are the values. Now you can see the display types, how to display this, and how the variant creation should be, whether it should be instantly or dynamically, and in e-commerce or on product cards, what the visibility should be, and all is given clearly over there. Then comes the units and packaging. So every product is measured in a unit, right? So such units are configured from the units in packaging. And finally, we have the delivery methods. So this is the delivery methods. You have methods like the post, local delivery, and all, and the provider, whether it's on fixed price or based on rules, or even pick up in store or gelato. So that is also given here. Now let's take a look at the settings. So inside the settings, we have the operations, barcode, shipping, shipping connectors, products, traceability, valuation, warehouse, advanced scheduling, and logistics. So in the logistics, we have the drop shipping, which you've already seen, and here you have the replenishment on order, which is called as MTO. So allow make to order or automate PO when a product is sold, and get the links between the documents. So that is the automated once the product is going out of stock. Then you have the security lead time over here, as well as the day to purchase and replenishment horizon. In the warehouse, you have the storage location as well as multi-step routes. So you can use your own routes in the, if you enable this multi-step routes. Then comes the landed cost, and if you want to display the lot and serial number on invoices, you have to enable this. Then comes the lot and serial number, expiration dates, display it on delivery slips and consignment, so that you can set owners on different stored products. Then comes the products, where you have the variants, unit of measure, packaging. Okay, so that we've already seen. And these are the different shipping connectors that we have. Shipping, under which you have the delivery methods, dispatch management system, text confirmation, email confirmation, and signature. Then comes the barcode, where you have the barcode scanner and stock barcode database. So this is the batch, wave, and cluster transfer, the packages, quality, reception report, and partner specific instructions. So there are so many things inside the inventory module. Now this video is just to let you know that there are these much features present inside the inventory. So I'm sure that you guys will be in need of separate videos on each of the topics. So don't worry. Majority of them are already published in our channel. And if you want any specific video or any video on any of these topics that you find here, please do comment it below. I'll be happy to help you with that. So that's the inventory module. I hope that is clear for you all. Thank you so much. So that's the inventory module of Odoo 19's community version. I hope that was clear for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.